And now, Lindsay, what's in your lens today?
We have to talk about this, Robbie. So there are plenty of political breakups in Washington, but this one matters because of who is talking and what she's willing to say out loud. So in a sweeping New York Times Magazine profile that you've probably seen, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is even more firmly breaking up with the man she once called her, quote, political godfather, and she's not tiptoeing around it. She says the rupture came from growing disillusionment from a president who, in her telling, refuses dissent, demands loyalty without returning it, and governs with fear instead of faith. According to the Times, their fallout deepened as Greene broke up with Trump and other Republicans on issues ranging from calling Gaza war a genocide to objecting to crypto policies favoring billionaires to opposing tariffs that hurt her district, criticizing foreign student visas, and warning about letting ACA subsidies expire. But the real turning point for MTG came earlier this year during remarks that Trump delivered at a memorial for slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk. In that speech, you'll remember Trump said this about Kirk.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent. And I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
Now, by contrast, Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, publicly forgave the suspected killer. That contrast sat with Greene, and she told the Times, quote, "It just shows where his heart is, and that's the difference, with her having a sincere Christian faith and proves that he does not have any faith." From there, the cracks widened. And then there was this whole Epstein problem. Greene told the Times that the Epstein case represents, quote, everything wrong with Washington, calling it a story of rich, powerful elites doing horrible things and getting away with it. And the women are the victims. After meeting with several victims in closed-door House oversight hearing, she said their testimony was believable and personal. So when Greene threatened to name the alleged abusers at a press conference, she tells the Times Trump called her angrily, yelling so loudly that staff could hear him throughout her office suite. According to Greene, when she questioned his resistance, Trump replied, quote, "My friends will get hurt." That moment opened a bigger question. Why fight so hard to dismiss Epstein as a hoax? And who exactly was being protected? Greene also took a moment to look inward during the interview, acknowledging her role in the culture she now criticizes, telling the magazine, quote, "After Charlie died, I realized that I'm part of this toxic culture. I really started looking at my faith. I wanted to be more like Christ." She even took aim at what she called the MAGA Mar-a-Lago sexualization, saying, quote, "I have 2 daughters, and I've always been uncomfortable with how those women puff up their lips and enlarge their breasts. I've never spoken about it publicly, but I've been planning to." And she didn't stop there. She's also accusing Speaker Mike Johnson of answering directly to the White House, saying, "I want you to know that Johnson is not our speaker." She went on to explain he literally is 100% under direct orders from the White House, and many, many Republicans are so furious about that, but they're cowards. Now, the administration has fired back on all this, with White House spokesperson Davis Ingalls saying, in part, quote, "President Trump remains the undisputed leader of the greatest and fastest growing political movement in American history, the MAGA movement. On the other hand, Congresswoman Greene is quitting on her constituents in the middle of her term and abandoning the consequential fight we're in. We don't have time for her petty bitterness." Now, I know this is all a lot, but it's more than just a petty feud. MTG is exposing how loyalty, power, and silence are enforced. And whether you believe Marjorie Taylor Greene or not, one thing is undeniable. When someone this close starts talking this loudly, it definitely means the ground is shifting. So she had a lot in there. I think from the stuff that we already knew about the reasons why she didn't like Trump or didn't like his response. I mean, didn't like the way that he treated her. But when he responded in Charlie Kirk's funeral, I think a lot of people were looking at that memorial service and saying, wow, that's, a bit aggressive when his wife said she forgives the killer.
Yeah, but I mean, and I didn't care for that either. I didn't care for what he said about Rob Reiner. There's no end to Trump saying gross, ill-timed things. We've known that about him the entire time he's been, in political circles. So I have a hard time believing that she or anyone else suddenly realized that Trump is not kind of a upstanding moral beacon in terms of his rhetoric towards people he dislikes and rhetoric towards the media, right? That's been fairly consistently not the greatest thing about him. It's something his most diehard fans love and everyone else finds off-putting, even if they have to reluctantly come around to support him. They don't love it.
And we agree about that.
Yeah.
But the Epstein thing was another big bombshell to me, that he said, quote, "My friends will get hurt." His friends. She said that he called her on speakerphone, screaming so loudly that she was there and meeting with the victims, that her office aides heard him screaming because he was on speakerphone, and said, "My friends will get hurt," and they were arguing about it. And so that was another thing that set her off as a woman who's trying to grapple with her own Christian values. This is from the article, not me paraphrasing.
She's trying to grapple with the fact that he apparently told her, or someone in his orbit told her, don't run for governor, you won't win, and she doesn't like that, right? That's the other side of all this.
She said that he supported her political ambitions in the future and actually championed her in that article to run for governor. So now we're just taking whose side of the story is it? I mean, but the Epstein thing has to be a problem if he called her and said, "My friends will get hurt." I mean, why are we protecting your friends instead of protecting, or first of all, alerting the American public to abuses and protecting victims that actually did get hurt versus your friends that did the hurting?
Why don't they just speak up then?
The victims did speak to Congress, and she said she was going to be the one to air this all out. What do you mean? This is all these things that we're getting from this interview, and you have nothing to say about it besides, oh, okay. And she's complaining about real things. She's complaining. What about the over-sexualization that she says happens at Mar-a-Lago? She has daughters that she wants to look up to the way that women should look in office, and she says that there's actually something that happens when you go down there and want to work for President Trump's team, that you need to look a certain way. She said people are getting their bodies done, their lips done. There's like a whole thing.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of what they call the Mar-a-Lago face look.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know that it's overly sexual. I think it's just, there's too much lip from my perspective. But some people like that kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's overly sexualized.
That's what she said.
Not
she
like
said
walking around in
two
bikinis
daughters,
or something.
Huh?
Not like walking around in bikinis at the White House now.
I know, but it's like the fact that, if there's a Mar-a-Lago look, it's like, oh, to fit in this administration, you need to do something different to your body. So it's like, you can't just come as you are.
Do you? I don't know.
That's what she's saying. She felt that way. So you were not, your boat was not rocked in any way by this interview with the New York Times. That's really interesting.
I mean,
I think a lot of people were like, wow, you're saying that.
I think
the word
she's
friends in
taken
regards
it
to
personally that she's lost Trump's favor, and moreover that she's lost the support of the Trump base to some degree. That she's getting, she used to put things on social media and just get, like, and now she puts things on social media and people scream at her that she's a traitor to Trump. And I think that's psychologically destabilizing. If you've ever been the subject of a Twitter pile-on or something, it happens to me with some frequency. It doesn't make you feel good. You got to have a thick skin, and you just got to you win some, you lose some. They'll be back with me on something else in the future. And it seems like she's not quite handling that great. I don't say this with any malice toward her. I think she's a nice woman. I think she has a lot of constructive things to offer. I appreciate that she's grown as a person and wants to tone down the harshness of our political rhetoric. I think that's all good. I think a lot of what she stands for is good. I've started to break with her on some of the Epstein stuff or aspects of it, and I don't agree with her latest healthcare thing, but I do agree with her that the tariffs have gone too far and the immigration raids have gone too far, and I would rather have her in Congress, or at least serving out the rest of her term, joining Thomas Massie and a few others in making that case. But if she doesn't want to be there, she doesn't want to be there. So what can I say? I wish her the best. I really do.
I really wonder what's next for her. Some people say president. I don't see how that's an option that makes sense.
There's the Libertarian Party. She has to adjust a couple of her stances, but
she says she feels politically homeless right now. So
homeless people. I mean, politically
you take
homeless
it all.
People. Feel free to come to the Libertarian Party. I've invited Elon. I invite MTG. I am inviting you. I'm extending the olive branch. Come check out the LP. You might like it. The water's fine, as they say. Next up, U.S. officials are slashing contributions to UN foreign aid. Up next, we'll look at how much money is headed abroad going forward and where it is going.